You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Excited you could join me here today on this Friday review, where I'm excited to get back chatting with you on this podcast. And it's been a couple days for me, a couple days since I've recorded. Typically, I'm recording 1 to 2 podcasts per day. And then, of course, I take the weekends off, try to relax and unwind. But we've had so much going on this week that I can't wait to share with you all of those items that I'm actually recording after a full day of meeting with wellness clients all day in my private practice. For me, that is literally, I would say actually now it's probably 60 to 70% all online, all virtual, speaking with people all over the world. And that's why it's really an amazing space to be in right now. And me being able to work the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock hour here on the East Coast, I get to speak with people in Australia just waking up at 6 a.m. So, it's a lot of fun. It's really, it's energizing for me. And that's why even after a full day from 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., recording this at 5:30 p.m., that I still feel ready to go. I feel energized and excited to be able to do this podcast for you. One of the reasons is that so many topics come up during the 8 hours of, so that's a 10-hour day, but 8 hours of that are my appointments. And the other ones are kind of catching up with my team and being able to take lunch for myself, take a walk. So I do try to keep my day balanced. But, when I go through and I have all these meetings with people over Skype and also in person in my office, that it energizes me in a way because I can see the effect from follow-up visits, how people are getting well, and that I just don't believe this information is out there right now. I think it's out there in pieces. I don't believe I'm the only one doing it, that's for sure, but I don't see it all being pulled together, and it's just, for me, I look at it as I'm always racing against the clock. Okay, great, I got to meet with 8 hours worth of visits today, and then maybe that's like 12 people or so over the course of a day. Some are hour and some are half-hour visits. And, it's really only on the Cabral Concept that I'm able to get out the type of information that I see working. It's not my information. I have never been one to say that, like, oh, I made all of this up and you can only get it here. It's not that. So what I ask people to do is just whatever they're doing in their life right now that's getting them results from a natural health, from a healthy perspective, not a lot of these fad diets we see out there or like, a certain specific nutritional supplement they think can cure cancer, whatever it is. Not that. What I'm looking at is foundational-based things that help people live an overall healthier lifestyle. Pass that on to people. I just think that all of us doing it together, really all of us coming together and just trying to share that knowledge with others is how we're going to be successful. I just think that there's so much pushback by the conventional medicine industry and pharmaceuticals, and they own the media, they own the lobbyists, they own Congress, that it's hard for us from a natural health perspective to really get the message across. Most people think the only answer is taking pharmaceuticals, taking drugs, having surgery, all of these things. And it's my belief, because I've seen it now over 250,000 appointments my team and I have completed, that there's an answer, and there's an answer for everyone. The trouble is that we're looking a lot of times at surface level based articles. We're working on surface level based things when we're not actually looking at what I call the big rocks. I spoke about this in the rain barrel effect, is understanding that there are so many things that you could do, but there's only a few that really matter, that move the needle, that fill the barrel, that get you to the place that you want to be. And if we're not working on those, if we're not working on foundational based work, we can't get well, we can't lose the weight, and we're going to feel really lethargic and run down and no energy, no vitality, no zest for life as we age. So what's the point of living a long life if you can't live a healthy life, if you can't live one with lots of vitality? I want how I feel right now to be how I feel 50, 60 years from now. That's what I want. Maybe more, right? That's what I want for myself. That's what I want for you. I understand there's a lot of people out there who don't really want to live to their 80, 90, or 100 years old because they're already run down. Well, my goal for you is to understand that you can feel completely different. You can feel amazingly well, typically within 12 to 16 weeks. Definitely, if not within 4 to 6 months. And when you feel that way, you'll want more of it. That's the amazing thing about natural health. When you start to feel well, not only do you want more of it, so you start to do the right things automatically, you don't need any extra motivation. The motivation is you feel great and you want to feel even better, right? But after you get that, I don't even have to tell people for the most part to start sharing that information. When you start to feel that well, you automatically want to share it with the world. And that's where I'm at right now. So when people ask, like, why do you do a daily podcast? Why do you do this, this, and this? It's because I want to. Like, I genuinely want to share this message with people. And even if it was only 2 people that listened, great. I will reach those 2 people, and then those 2 people hopefully will share it with 2 more. Okay, and they'll share it with 2 more. That's the goal. That's called the butterfly effect. I love that terminology, because it's like the flap of a butterfly's wings can literally be felt across the world. Now, obviously on a microscopic scale, right? But on a larger scale, we can do it by literally changing people's lives and trajectory. If we can help them balance their hormones, we can fix their digestive system, we can get rid of the autoimmune issues, the headaches, the migraines, etc. So that's my goal. It always will be. I appreciate you being a part of this community. And without further ado, let's get into this week of what's new, what's happening, and then, of course, product reviews. And then I'm going to go over the super nutrient of the week as well. So I'm coming this week. Maybe that's why I feel great as well. Is that I'm doing my own fall detox this week. Every season I do a Dr. Ball detox. I do my own detox. I practice what I preach. And yes, it started off as 21 days, and now we do 7 days. I do 7-day detoxes to just maintain results and to keep removing all of the 77,000 plus man-made chemicals that accumulate within our body. And I live in the city, and I walk in the city, and there's lots of brake dust and smog and plastics and all these things in the environment. And I try to eat organic, but not everything's going to be organic when I go out. And so I'm getting exposed to pesticides and glyphosate and all of those things. I only can do my best. And that's all you can do too. And that's why I just continue to do the Dr. Ball detox. I feel great on it. Yes, the first 2 days are a challenge, but I tell people, by day 3, I'm ready. I'm ready for that lunch. But, I'm always happy when I make it to that lunch. And the reason is this: it's a challenge. And I think more of us in life don't want to take the easy way out. We don't. We need to challenge ourselves. And when we challenge ourselves, we can then look back and be proud when we made it through the challenge, when we overcame it. It's a win for us, and then that can move into various areas of our life. So it's one more reason why I continue to do it. I feel great once I'm doing it. I know I'm doing something healthy for my body. It's working on something called autophagy. It's helping to kill cancer cells and all these things that I'm always working on myself, right? Because I came from a place of not being well, and I refuse to ever go back there. So I'm doing all of those things. All right. So doing that, really, again, I love not only do I enjoy doing it myself, but I love that we're able to do it now as a community. We have a bunch of people over at cabralsupportgroup.com. That's our online community, free Facebook group. Feel free to join, doing it along with us. We're posting every day, our struggles, our wins, all of those things, and that's what it's all about. The other thing is I'm so happy to get your feedback. Once again, we created the chocolate daily nutritional support shake. We always had the vanilla. We've had the vanilla now for about 3 years, and now we came up with chocolate. People are loving it. We wanted your feedback. I've not gotten a single negative feedback on the chocolate. That's pretty amazing, right? That's almost unheard of. Now that I say that, I'm sure someone's going to email me, and that's okay. We want your feedback. But that's the great thing. So we did a very small run. It's possible that we do sell out, but we will be making more right away. So it's available, and this week it ends Sunday somewhere in the afternoon for the $10 off. That's a promotional. It's just a debut. Whenever we debut an item, I like it like we debut the advanced collagen support. People love that. And we try to debut it at a lower cost price so that people can get it, they can try it, they can enjoy it, and then they can decide to continue on with it after that. So feel free to take advantage of that. Just go to equilibriumnutrition.com. There's a little bar at the top of the website. If it's still there saying that the trial price is still there, then feel free to grab it. If not, it's still worth it at the regular price, obviously, of course. This week as well, I've been waiting a long time for this, a very long time. And it's been 1 year in the making. And it's been hundreds of hours to put together. many, many hundreds of hours. And I'm excited to now finally say that the Integrative Health Practitioner certification is a real thing. It has been brought to fruition. I have Caitlin Graft helping me along with this. She's my head and lead health coach, will be instrumental in teaching all of the community as well. I'm writing all the material. It's actually already been written. Now we're creating all of the videos. It will be up and it will be live in just over 2 weeks. So simply go to today's show notes, which is stephencabral.com/952. stephencabral.com/952. And I'm going to link up the page to find out more details about the Integrative Health Practitioner course. We're getting a lot of questions. There's a video there. You can watch the video that explains most of them. And then there's a sign-in box. Anybody who wants to join the early bird, calling it the first in line notification, which means that 24 hours before we release it to the public, we will send the link to you first. We're going to allow 100 people in to start with. We want to make sure that we take exceptional care of those founding 100 people. We're calling them our charter members, and they truly are. We are going to not only offer them 50% off the regular price, which I don't think should be the incentive to sign up, but they're literally going to be the founding people that we say, this is everything that we know that you need to begin healing yourself, because not everyone will want to be a practitioner, your family, but also those that want to become certified. This is what you need to know. But what else would you like us to provide you? And we're going to do that. You're getting every single handout from my practice that we use. You're getting the step-by-step de-stress protocol. You're getting over 2 hours plus Q&A days per module. It's going to be, I believe, remarkable. I am excited about it. I studied all other certifications, say, what are they offering? What can we improve upon? No filler, no fluff, not hundreds of hours of things that you'll never apply in your life. What you need to know, the handouts to be able to use for yourself, your family, and then those in your practice if you decide to become a certified practitioner as well. So the most common questions we get is, what's the price? And the second one that we get, of course, that's the first question, right? Is, are people qualified? So if you sign up for the email, literally it's just email, there's nothing to buy, you'll get a new email every other day kind of explaining everything, and then of course you'll get the early notification. But the truth is this. Well, one is we'll let you know the price when we do go live, and the first 100 people will get half off, and it will be less than half. So less than half of all the other major certifications out there, which ours will supply all of that and more, in my opinion. So I believe it's going to be a great deal. Why? Well, I want to give the first 100 people that are going to grow with us basically the benefit of that, and just my appreciation. That's it. It's my appreciation. And the other part is, are you qualified? Yes, you're qualified. You are, because one is it's for people that want to learn it for themselves. They want the health education in a truly integrative practice. That means combining all forms of medicine and natural health and healing, and not believing that one form of medicine is going to hold all the answers, right? And you know how much I love Ayurvedic medicine, but don't go by Ayurveda alone. Combine Ayurveda with bioregulatory medicine, orthomolecular medicine, functional medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, right? Combine them all together, and then know when to use conventional medicine if you need to in acute-based circumstances. Like, that's the whole thing. We don't have to choose. There doesn't have to be ego in medicine. When you put the patient first, or the wellness client first, or your own family first, and not worry about who's right and who's wrong, we take the ego out of it, that's when you begin to heal. That's the answer. The answer has always been taking the best of everything, combining it together, using what works based on your bioindividuality. And that's what we're going to teach, bioindividuality. So I'm excited about that. And so we'll have it for practitioners. If you are looking to become a health coach, you can become certified. If you're a naturopath, if you're an MD, if you're a chiropractor, personal trainer, yoga instructor, that was my Boston accent popping out right there, Pilates, life coach, you name it, you can become certified as an integrative health practitioner. Your name will go up on our website once you pass the exams on each module. And that will take most people anywhere from 3 to 6 months to pass level 1. 3 to 6 months to pass level 2. And you will literally, level 2 is going to be, you'll be able to actually use all of the labs that we use in my practice. So it's pretty remarkable. I'll talk about more. For the people that aren't interested, I don't want to overwhelm you on one podcast about that. But do go to stephencabral.com/952, watch the video, sign up for the email notification. There's nothing to buy. I don't want any pressure on you. There should be no pressure on you. I want this to be the right fit for you. And I know that we will, above and beyond, over-deliver, I believe, on the information that people are looking for. No filler, though. This is not going to be a 200-hour certification because I need you to remember all of the information that I teach and for you to begin to implement it. Then, from level 1, we'll move on to level 2 and teach you all of the different biochemistry with the lab tests, what that means, and then how to understand the lab test results. If you choose to. You might never do level 2, but that's your choice. Okay, that's it on the certifications. The next one I want to go over is I posted on Instagram last weekend a couple books that I was reading on gratitude and on rewiring the mind and how important I think they are. I'm going to review those next week. We have so much to go over today. A lot of questions coming in, so I want to get to those. So I'm going to go over those books next week. I read literally 3 to 4 books a week. That's every single week. And I don't always get a chance to review all of those. I will start to review more of them with you. I know a lot of people ask. The problem is when I recommend a book, then people believe it's like the book with all the answers in it. There is never a book with all the answers in it. People always ask me, like, what's the best book I could read? And that is an impossible question because it's saying, well, what are you struggling with? What are you dealing with right now? It's very, very challenging because no book is an encyclopedia, nor is it meant to, right? So my book, The Rain Barrel Effect, it's 400 pages. It started out as 800 pages. I knew no one would read an 800-page book. I had to whittle it down to what's the most important, get everything in there. And then you can use that book to go more in depth on all the different 10 toxins in it. And even do something like our certification that's coming out that's the whole de-stress protocol on how to get well, right? So the Rain Barrel Effect teaches you how you got sick, how you became overweight, why you're not aging appropriately, and how to fix that, right? Well, the certification is how to fix that, but in depth. That's basically what we're teaching. That's level 1, and then level 2 is the coaching. Okay, let's move on. So I'll bring those 2 books up next week, and here's why. Bob's Red Mill. A lot of people have been asking about that because I was a proponent of Bob's Red Mill. I still am. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. But right now, their gluten-free varieties tested positive for traces of glyphosate. Now, glyphosate, I've spoken about this before, is a pesticide used in conventional farming that keeps the bugs away, but it also hurts a lot of our own immune system as well, kills a lot of our own gut bugs. It has been shown to lead to potentially cancer. I brought that up on a previous podcast, right? A man who's dying of cancer right now was spraying glyphosate, and they just awarded him over $100 million, basically, because they made the link between glyphosate and cancer. And it's extremely sad to hear that because this man has 2 young children and very likely won't be there for those two boys. And so this is something that I need to get out there, right? Well, Bob's Red Mill, now their organic varieties might still be glyphosate free. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to totally derail a company and kick them when they're down. I'm going to do more information and more research on this. I can't get the data on that yet. But for sure, if you are not buying their organic varieties, we have to stop because now we know there's glyphosate in there, right? I'm looking for alternatives. Right away, I'm already looking out. My wife last night, because we're advocates, we're fans of some cassava and cassava roots. It can be a great starch. So she bought cassava flour. Now, this is by a company called Autos. Now, I might change that. So, again, always go to stephencabral.com/952. The reason is that Autos is, right now at least, is not organic. Does it matter as much for cassava? Not as much, because you're not going to get the glyphosate spray typically, right? You're just not going to get that with as much of the root-based vegetables. But if I can find an organic one, I'm going to get you an organic one. But we made this, and I'm going to post this recipe, okay? Because my wife did a phenomenal job first time trying these. It's literally cassava flour, olive oil, Himalayan sea salt, and warm water. 4 ingredients. That's it. Most people have those, right? They can just get some cassava flour. Not an expensive investment. Already have olive oil, right? Some organic, cold-pressed dark bottle organic olive oil. And then everybody has warm water, right? And then Himalayan sea salt. Hopefully you have some of that in your house as well. Well, you can make these delicious tortillas that are gluten-free, nut-free, egg-free, everything free. And they're great then that you can use as a wrap. And you can use it like we had dal last night. We had some tremendous sprouted mung bean and Japanese yam dal that my wife made. And we had these cassava flour. It's like unbelievable. It was like being back in India. It was literally fantastic. So I'm going to post the recipe at stephencabral.com/952. It's pretty simple, right? But I'll still post it. And it's on the back of this cassava flour. I will continue to look for organic varieties, but right now I'm comfortable recommending this to you, okay? So this can be an alternative. I'm going to try this weekend if I have time. Ideally, hopefully I'll be able to do this. The gluten-free, dairy-free pancakes that I typically make with like the wild blueberries. You see me talk about them before, and I post them, and they're quite popular. They're great. I'm going to try making it with cassava flour. We'll see how they come out. They might be too gummy, too gooey, but we'll see. I'm going to make that. If they come out great, I'll talk about that on a future podcast and on Instagram as well. So if you're not on Instagram, just go to my name, Stephen Cabral, and typically in the stories, I'm posting something about what's going on the weekends as well. So check that out. All right. Next up, product I've had for a couple weeks now that I wanted to speak with you about, and that is something called the Vitality Machine. Used to be called the Chi Vitalizer. Some people call it a Chi Machine. Well, what it is, and this is actually, it's ingenious. It started out as people that weren't really not able to exercise because of fatigue or because of lower back pain or aging, anything. And what you do is you literally lie on the floor, just get on a comfortable mat, put your head on a pillow or a towel, and put your feet slightly elevated in this thing called a Vitality Swing. It's called a swing because it's going to gently move your legs from side to side without you doing anything. It's this. It's the size of probably like 2 shoe boxes. That's it. Very light, maybe about 10 pounds or so. It's the Super Deluxe. I'm going to link it up as well, just at stephencabral.com/952. And what you do is you literally just put your ankles on top of the machine, the Vitality Swing, and you set the speed, okay? It moves from very slow to very fast. Start on very slow, okay? It will automatically run for 15 minutes and then shut off on an auto timer, which is nice too because you don't have to think about it. The point of this is to relax. It actually, if you relax in it, can induce parasympathetic nervous system activity as long as you're relaxed. This is my favorite way to do it. I put on some binaural beats. I close my eyes. I focus on my breathing. So I'm breathing in through my nose. I'm expanding my diaphragm. My stomach area is rising, not my upper rib cage or chest. Check out my podcast that I did just a couple weeks ago. It was a guest interview on the proper way to breathe. So check that out. That was a great interview. A lot of fun on that one. And what I'd like you to do is focus on relaxing the body when you put your legs in the machine, just your ankles, okay? What it allows is even though it's just moving your ankles, it swings your body gently from all the way from your ankles all the way up, because I was conscious of this. Like, how far is this swinging? All the way up through my shoulders. Pretty remarkable. And it's a very slow swing. You can increase it if you'd like. As you increase it, it becomes a little bit more of an exercise, a little bit more of a workout. It stimulates a little bit more muscle contraction through your obliques, your abdomen. It helps to open up and loosen the spine and all the muscles around the spine, which is why a lot of people use it with lower back issues. It also brings more oxygen to the muscles. Okay, this is really important for people that can exercise or they're fatigued and they want to do more passive-based exercise, which is it's called passive exercise. It allows you, it's kind of like sauna. Sauna is passive exercise. It's going to increase circulation. It'll increase heart rate in a sauna and will increase blood flow. So it's passive exercise, passive aerobic-based exercise. So it's pretty remarkable. Use it a lot with people with fibromyalgia, anybody who needs increase in lymphatic or liver detoxification or just drainage in general. Anything with chronic fatigue, it can be helpful in increasing energy through the body. Anything with lower back or spine-based issues, stiff joints. What else? Anybody who needs to improve overall oxygenation or, like, as they say, alkalinity of the body, right? So that's what I recommended for. I enjoy doing a lot of these things that keep my mind in the natural health game and keep me on this natural health journey. So I'm a fan of this. I really am. I do enjoy them and I do recommend them. Just a quick recap: improving circulation, helping with lymphatic drainage and movement, helps to loosen up the muscles around the spine, increases oxygenation, and that's what we call a chi machine, right? Because it's doing all of these things. It's moving chi or prana or oxygen through the body. So what was my only comment is that even though they replaced the hard plastic ankle supports with vinyl and they are more cushioned, I still would recommend what I did was just put a sock underneath each one of my ankles. So I just took my socks off and I put my socks where my ankles go, and it just added a little bit more cushion. So for me, that seemed great. And then I put a small, like, couch pillow, not a big pillow, but a small pillow under my head. And then I did it one time on the hard floor. That was fine. It wasn't a big deal. And then another time on a yoga mat, and then another time after that on a rug. And I preferred having a little bit more of the cushion. So I will link it up on Amazon. Just go to stephencabral.com/952. It gets 4.4 stars as well. So that's a lot of feedback. People enjoying it, and I know that you will as well. All right, I'll link that up. Okay, so we're going to go over our super nutrient of the week. Always excited to be able to bring you each and every Friday one new super nutrient through 2018. Every single Friday review connotated by the FR. If you go to stephencabral.com/podcasts and you put FR in quotations, it will bring up all the Friday reviews. And you'll see all the super nutrients, each and every one of them through 2018. We'll do this through the end of December of this year, and then we'll move on to a different topic. But we've gone through so many right now, and when I was looking through my list, because I just keep a spreadsheet on which ones that I've done since it has been quite some time, is that I haven't gone through Chlorella with you. And Chlorella, now, of course, I'm on the detox this week, and on the detox, we have a specialty supplement in there. The detox is only 3 total supplements, but in the FM detox, which is short for functional medicine detox, there's actually a blend of natural detoxifiers, and one of those is Chlorella. A lot of people don't know this, but Chlorella is something that's naturally occurring. A lot of people hear about spirulina, right? Spirulina is basically like the cousin to Chlorella. Chlorella is an algae. Typically, it comes from Taiwan or Japan. You have to look for a clean source. So that's actually, we spent quite a bit of time finding the specific Chlorella that we wanted that was not contaminated. So that's very, very important. All of our products, of course, as you know, are functional medicine based, which means we do all third-party testing. Sent to a lab, and that lab, they don't care what you're looking for. They test exactly what's in it. So we're always excited to just let you know that everything's third-party tested. So if I give this to my children, which I do, you'll find out in a minute, or friends or family or everyone in my practice, that I need to know that it's pure. So just keep that in mind. So whatever Chlorella you go for, just make sure it's pure. That's it. But why is Chlorella so important? Well, so it's a great detoxifier. Let me get into that in just a moment. But what a lot of people don't know as well is that it's packed with protein and amino acids. So when we talk about vegan-based varieties of protein and amino acids, you can actually get it through certain things, and algae is one of them, blue-green algae, right? So that's what we're looking at. Lots of oxygenating phytonutrients, chlorophyll. Chlorophyll, a lot of people get that confused with Chlorella. They are different, but it is a plant-based food. Also high in B vitamins, high in magnesium, high in biotin, high in potassium, high in vitamin A. Pretty remarkable. Now, again, you're not going to get a ton of protein from it because you're not going to be taking a lot of it. You know, you'd have to take 3 tablespoons. That's a lot of Chlorella. That would be like 100 tabs of those little tabs. You're not taking that much, but it just goes to show you that you can get quite a bit of protein from it. We're using it for other reasons, okay? We love it for many reasons, okay? And the biggest one we use it for, though, is chelating heavy metals, and believe it or not, it also helps with mold, okay? So when we're doing a functional medicine detox, like the Dr. Ball detox, we want to begin to eliminate everything. We want to help to open up those liver pathways, but as we're doing that, we want to bind up some of the mercury, the aluminum, the lead, and it's absolutely phenomenal at doing that. It's one of the best, right? One of the best. Cilantro, Chlorella, parsley, so great at doing that. So we use it for a couple things, right? We're using it in what? The Dr. Ball detox? Yes. But we're also using it in our heavy metal detox. And if you listen to one of my previous podcasts, I'll try to link it up today as well at show 952, is that everyone should be doing 4 specific type of detoxes a year that have always been done throughout time. And with that, the newer base ones are the heavy metals, right? Because in our environment, what are we being exposed to almost every day? That's aluminum. It's in our tap water. It's in ice cubes. It's in mint leaves. It's in aluminum foil. It's in aluminum pans, aluminum spatulas. It's in antiperspirant and deodorant. It's literally so pervasive in the environment. What else are we getting exposed to? A lot of times mercury, right? So Chlorella is great to use as part of a heavy metal detox once a year. Works phenomenally well. I will link that up in the show notes as well. And again, you never have to use the Equilibrium Nutrition products that I talk about. Although keep in mind, the Equilibrium Nutrition Heavy Metal Detox is not Equilibrium Nutrition's. Equilibrium Nutrition is basically what I formulate, what I stand for. If there's a product that's better or already doing what we want, we just use that product. That's the truth. So our heavy metal detox is other people's products. But anyway, it's there to bring you the best of the best and make it one easy location. But then also, what do I do on a daily basis? So people ask me, can I use the heavy metal detox ongoing? And my answer is no. After the 6 weeks, you've gotten the benefit that you need. After that, I don't want to continue with massive doses of Chlorella. I want to get on to the other reasons why you would use Chlorella, but I want to use it at a smaller dose every day. One is because I don't want to bind up all potential minerals. So what we do is this. After the 7 days, a lot of people use the daily fruit and vegetable blend, which is a greens and reds, a rainbow powder that contains 22 organic fruits and vegetables, and we'll call those overall superfoods because you can call algae a vegetable or not, whatever you want to classify it as, fine, and that doesn't really matter. But there's already Chlorella and spirulina and all of those great items in the daily fruit and vegetable blend. So you get it on a smaller dose every single day. That's what I do. And of course, that's what I'm adding in when I give my shake to my daughters. They're getting a smaller amount of the daily nutritional support powder as well as the daily fruit and vegetable blend. So it's pretty easy to get in there. Okay, that's detoxification. That's what most people know Chlorella is great for. But it also is great for people going through chemotherapy, through helping to get rid of at a faster rate the radiation. So really, really important. Radiation-based and chemotherapy, really, really powerful. Supports the immune system, helps boost T cells, natural killer cells, really great. Helps with cholesterol, believe it or not. Been shown to help regulate healthy cholesterol. Helps to lower blood sugar levels, so those with type 2 diabetes or at least trending towards diabetes. Since it improves vitamin C, boosts glutathione, it can help with aging and helping you look younger, less wrinkles. Helps to fight cancer. One of those is the detoxifying base effects, right? So if you're less toxic, less prone then to cancer, less heavy metals, it helps boost glutathione, which I spoke about just this past week on Tuesday. So hopefully you're tuning in every day to the Cabral Concept. Every day we're talking about a new thing for your health. Again, if it doesn't apply to you that day, it may in the future. And if it doesn't apply to you ever, well then great, pass it on to someone else. That's what it's all about. Also great at helping with, I spoke about boosting the immune system with weight loss as well, because if we can control blood sugar to a greater degree, then we're able to keep blood sugar levels stable and lower. And if we keep them that way, then we can tap more into body fat. We don't need to go keto to do these things. A lot of people are talking about, oh, I can't eat carbs, I can't do this. Listen, the bottom line is you need to get your body more sensitive to carbohydrates, not desensitized to glucose. You need to be sensitized to it so that when you have glucose in your bloodstream, your body can adequately pull it into the cell. Too many people are doing surface level Band-Aid based approach by saying, oh, I can't do any carbs because they make me gain weight. Well, that's to a certain degree. That's being more of the endomorphic alpha body type. But if you're eliminating all carbs, it's going to bite you in the long run. It really is. And that's the truth. And again, I don't own paleo. I don't own vegan. I don't own keto. I don't own any of these. What I do, I use the protocol that's best suited for each individual in my practice, but also as general foundation. And the general foundation, I've spoken about this before. Check out the podcast, The Foundation for All Diets, and you'll find out the foundation for all diets there. So Chlorella, I went through the different benefits there. I don't need to tell you which foods to really get it in because it's Chlorella. It is a food in and of itself. That's where you're getting it from. It's a blue-green algae, really powerful, that typically people get in powdered form. It is quite bitter, but you can put it in your smoothie. It tastes fine when it's mixed with a variety of other things, but also you can get it as tablets. So for our heavy metal detox, we use it as tablets because you need to do higher doses. There's no way you're taking that much in through powder typically. On a daily basis, you can get it through the daily fruit and vegetable blend. Then, of course, when you're doing a seasonal detox, if you choose to do the Dr. Ball Detox, great. If you have your own favorite Chlorella brand, absolutely fantastic. Use that. Just make sure that it is pure, that it is clean. And that's it. You can get all the benefits. Remember, you can get all these benefits from great superfoods. And it's just knowing when to use it, especially, if you do take a hair tissue mineral analysis and you did the hair tissue mineral analysis, you found out you were high on mercury or aluminum or arsenic or lead, or even you looked at higher levels of cholesterol or blood sugar. Those are all great markers to look at. These are super nutrients that you can use, that you're learning about on a weekly basis, that you can use to take back control of your health. It always comes from food first, right? It's always food first. And whenever I even say something like the daily fruit and vegetable blend, well, the truth is that's food. It's 22 organic fruits and vegetables that have been juiced, that have been dehydrated into a powder, and you just reactivate it by putting it in water or your smoothie. It's that. If you're not eating 22 fruits and vegetables, it just makes it easier. So my goal for you is to give you all the different options, but understand that you can absolutely take back control of your health. That you can work on your cholesterol, your blood sugar, your immune issues, even cancer, right? By doing the things that your body needs to become balanced. Once you reach a state of equilibrium, your body has all the nutrients that it needs to fight dis-ease, and it has been eliminated of the majority of toxins that it can deal with it on a daily basis. So hopefully today's podcast was helpful. Thank you for tuning in. We went through so much today. So for whether it's the certification or it's the cassava flour recipe or the vitality machine, everything, just go to stephencabrал.com/952 for today's show notes. And I look forward to speaking with you tomorrow on our Cabral House Calls. Have an amazing weekend, everyone. Stay tuned. Talk with you later. Ever wonder what the best sauna, blue blockers, sleep trackers, wake lights, salt lamps, or other health gadgets are? Or what about the top non-toxic mattresses, sheets, soaps, bath products, toothpaste, and cookware? Or would you like to know the cleanest choices for hemp parts, meal delivery services, supplements, and much more? I personally curated, researched, and now created a resource page of all of my top picks that continues to grow each week. These are the exact products I use in my own life, with my family, in my private practice, and they're the ones I trust. To find out all of my up-to-date recommendations and all the details, simply head on over to stephencabral.com/resources.